he will get a chance to ask Mr. President the first question.
Mr. President, one major concern is how exactly are we going to handle the issue of corruption? Perhaps that's been the major contention as far as the debate on fuel subsidy and deregulation is concerned, involving particularly corruption involving many of the government agencies. You know, I mean, we've talked about leakages in the system. We've talked about the fact that even the leakages is not even making the subsidy to work for Nigerians. And even the fact that of recent, we also identified the cabal behind the subsidy. Now we're talking about after all these are gone, how then do we intend to, such that even at the end of it, the common man will still be able to benefit from what your administration is trying to do? I hope the question is clear.
Thank you. Let me use this opportunity first to wish all Nigerians happy Christmas, prosperous New Year in advance, because this is the only opportunity I have to speak directly to Nigerians before the Christmas, so just a day away. And I also welcome you for this program. Specifically on the issue of corruption, you know that it has been a part of our war, you know. There is belief, wrongly or rightly, and of course rightly, that so many sectors of government, and even in the private sector, not just government. If you look at what CBN did and look at the revelations from the banks, then you know that the corruption is not just endemic in government circles alone. It's everywhere. So the primary duty of government is to fight corruption. And I can assure you that we are doing our best. I will continue to do our best. Immediately after elections, when I travel out, a number of world leaders who spoke with me appreciated the way we conducted the elections free and fair, and they advised that the next big thing you must take on is corruption. So I'm doing the best, but when you relate corruption to the issue of subsidy, the deregulation itself is to solve that problem. Because when you continue to subsidize a product, there are so many loopholes, sometimes from investigations, sometimes rightly or wrongly. Even the cargoes that bring in petroleum products tend to play some tricks, either not bringing the full cargo or round tripping. When the cargo comes on board, there are stories of people who may bring a particular volume and claim double or triple. All this try to rob government. And any money that belongs to government has taken by an individual through corrupt practices is the money that belongs to the people. It's the money that government is supposed to use to intervene in infrastructure, be power, be road, be rail, be the airport. So the issue of deregulation is actually to remove some of these areas that expose the whole chain to corrupt practices. Because just like when, if you relate it to the phone system, when Nitel alone had the monopoly, sometimes even to get a line, you have to talk to somebody who will know somebody that will talk to somebody. But with the liberalization, with the GSM, you don't need to talk to anybody to get your line. Some people even have 3 lines. At the beginning, it was difficult. At the beginning, you know, when MTN just came in, to get SIM card was a problem. But when other service providers came in, now I'm told that some service providers are ready to give even free SIM card with even additional credit to just make sure that you hook into their network. So the deregulation itself is a way of fighting the monster called corruption in Nigeria. Probably the area where people may get worried is that, okay, after deregulation, government may have a little leverage in terms of availability of funds for intervention. How do you manage those funds? And it's just like with or without deregulation, the challenge is still there. Even if we don't deregulate, the government will still spend money, and they still will lead government machinery. Corruption agencies. Recently, we have changed the leadership in ICPC, we have changed the leadership in EFCC. We are also reviewing, we are going to reconstruct the board of EFCC. We've just done that of the ICPC, though the chairman is here to come in because of some issues we have, and we couldn't swear in the chairman in. So all this we are preparing for that. Even in the police, One of the greatest problems we have in the police is that the investigative department of the police, the popular CID, is no longer as vibrant as it used to be when we were younger people. In those days, we had no ICPC, we had no EFCC. But the police did the work. That is an area, too, that we've been discussing with the IG. They are training people now so that that arm of the police will be strengthened. Young graduates, very competent, intelligent young graduates, are being trained to strengthen that arm of the police. Okay. Corruption is everywhere in the world, but as long as government has the mechanism of making sure that if you are involved, you don't get away with it, people will not have that kind of predilection for corruption. So,
Your Excellency, thank you for that response. But one of the things that a lot of people have said, just to talk about what Seyi has just mentioned, one of the things that's being said is the issue of what happens to the so-called cabals who have taken this money over the years. We're talking of 1.4 trillion in the last 1 year alone. And all of that money, a large percentage of it was said to have gone to the cabals. So what is Your Excellency willing to do about it?